Dire team pick.
Good afternoon, evening, everybody. This is Kairos yet again. I'm actually backing it up a step and doing a Week 7
Radiant
replay. I fell
pick.
behind a little bit, and we're doing Space Jam All-Stars against Saints and Sinners in Week 7. So, right now, Saints and Sinners are completely undefeated. I believe they're the Canadians, Saints and Sinners, and I think those are the only two undefeated teams. That's a tongue twister. So Cookie Monster Killers, the Salty Fishermen are right behind them with just one loss. As well. But they're going up against Saints and Sinners right now, who are currently about 3-3. They're batting about 500, and they can put together some interesting lineups. Mr. Barles Charkley, with the crown looks a little misplaced. We could put it on top of his head if we wanted. Afuk Your Dad, Jakiro Blade, and Style Max is going to be going up against Drew, White Panda Lands, Ilyu, and I Hit You. And I believe White Panda is just a setting that's messed up. He is on their team though. But yeah, okay, so we're going with holy shit range and magic damage. Drow's bonus stacking up together with this is a bit of a pocket draft here. Storm Spirit and Lesh getting extra bonus damage from Drow's bonus, so I mean you could pretty much expect something similar. So meanwhile we got Dazzle and Viper adding tank to someone who's already gonna have fairly decent tank if he can get a mech fairly quickly. So they have a variety of mids. They can switch up who they want for their mid based on the situation. So it makes it a little bit easier to deal with, whatever it is you're going up against. Let's see, the Corrosive Skin's got a little bit of a magic resistance, so be a little bit better to maybe put Drow in there and rotate. So TA is also there, so we might see like maybe an offlane Viper with the TA in the mid, but Witch Doctor and Chen come out. This is probably maybe the third or I'm thinking about the third, give or take one, time that Chen's come out in this whole league. 2 months, not much Chen, not much love. He's hard to micro, compared to most heroes anyway. So Witch Doctor comes out next, more range damage on the support. Their laning phase should go fairly easily if they can, take advantage of that damage. But man, they do have a pretty good lineup of her disables too on Space Jam. So Lena, Tinker, Centaur, Counter Initiators, Blink Stompers, and stuff like that, and being able to turn the fight around with Winter's Curse, those are all out. Meanwhile, they're taking out more of the roaming band lineup. Tusk, Bounty, Spirit Breaker, and Bounty Hunter all out banned on the same lineup, and then they're gonna try. Now they're just counter banning the carries because that's all there's left to ban. So banning an off lane Timber Saw leads me to believe that they're still gonna stick with the Viper. We'll have a Chen. And let's see, we'll have a Dazzle and somebody. Maybe there's a lot of different ways. This whole lot of ways that both teams can do their laning phase here. Chen's obviously going to be in the jungle, rotating around, helping safe lane maybe. Then you got Viper who could do mid or off lane, or even safe lane. Templar could do any of those as well. Be better off in the mid though. Dazzle no doubt going to be in the safe lane, but I mean hell. Given this draft, you might see Chen rotating to help a solo safe lane. And finally, the Bristle gets banned out. They're taking out a tank. Because that's one thing they don't have. Space Jam is very squishy. Very fucking squishy. Oh my god, this is such a squishy lineup. Oh Jesus, the range damage is just unbelievable. But the thing is, Drow's bonus is only going to apply to physical damage from the auto attack. So Keeper, Witch Doctor, not the biggest auto attacks. Lesh and Storm will sort of keep a little bit more so, but then Lesh is going to taper off too, and then it's just going to be Storm getting the most out of the aura. But man, they just have to survive. They're going up against a lineup that's got some decent tank on it. They got Viper, they got the Refraction, Illuminate's going to be no problem there, and now they got Brood, they got Spiders to worry about diving in. All right. Unfortunately, we're 6.85 and we're past the ESO1 in New York phase, so a lot of the DCs have been easier. The spectator DC problem has been fixed finally. Very grateful for that. So for Saints and Sinners, we're going to have Drew on the Viper. We don't know where he's going just yet. White Panda on the Brood, most likely in the off lane. So Lands could very well be in the safe lane, or Drew. On the Templar Assassin with LU backing him up, and I Hate You on Chen in the jungle. Meanwhile, for Space Jam, we've got Mr. Charles Barkley on the Leshrac. Blade's going to be on the the all range damage, Blade is going to be on the Keeper of the Light. Stylomax on the Witch Doctor. Jakiro on the Drow. And where is... Didn't quite load in there just yet. Oh no, it's the logos. And finally, I fooked your dad on the Storm Spirit. And here we go. And the big question, are we going to see a smoke right off the bat? Only the items will reveal. Lots of wards, a little bit of counter warding. Ellie with the pack of sentries, he's most likely. So yeah, Ellie might just blitz for the off lane. No, he's handing him out. Okay, good call. That's a long way to go. Hot pockets. And the award for longest tag goes to... Alright, so it looks like what we usually see in this league is most teams content to trade off one rune for one rune. They usually play it a little bit safer. And it looks like we might see that here. We're going to show the Chen. We're not going to show anything else. There's no rewards up here. Nothing on Space Jam Vision to reveal anything else. But a Chen showing himself alone there pretty much reveals, says, I am bait. My Panda going to go ahead and have just enough time to ward the top. Sentry that up.
The battle begins.
Nice ward placement.
I'll take that.
Oh, they are going to go in. Oh, wow. They two managed to pick off one. Yeah, they didn't show. The Chen was bait, and they took the bait. So that's 1-0 for Saints and Sinners right there. They're off to a good start. A little bit of everybody chipping in on that one. Alright, so it's going to be a Storm Spirit in the mid versus the TA in the mid. I fooked your dad versus Lands, and we're going to have the off lane, the safe lane Viper with the Dazzle support and the Chen rotating in. So far, Mr. Charles Barkley is going to be solo, and then he's going to get some backup. And we're going to have a Ellie passed off both sentries to White Panda like a boss. He's going to be going up against the tri-lane of 3 ranged damage heroes, 2 of which have a stun, 1 have a mana drain, and the other one has a silence. So this is going to be tough. It's going to be challenging whether Saints can pull this off. I fooked your dad going through the mana pool quite. Yeah, Lance is going to have a pretty big advantage early game, pretty much all the way up to level 6. The refraction won't be as much of a, won't be quite as much of a help, but like towards the once he gets levels, once I fooked your dad gets level 6 rather. But Land's gonna be able to harass like crazy and tank most of this remnant damage and vortex with the. He should have no problems at all. And the freshly nerfed lightning strike, forcing Drew back. So far so good for White Panda though. Content to play a little more conservative. He's got just enough webbage on the lane, and he's got enough webbage to where he can withdraw into a very safe area. I mean, a sentry being in straight down the lane, he's got plenty of places to run to, so that's a good spot. And he's got the option of getting that hard camp too. And if you can't grab creeps from last hits in the lane, he can grab some of the weaker creeps over here and get some extra spideys. Here comes Blade up the backside. You're gonna see him. Drops a sentry. They do see him. He's going for the Illuminate. He's just gonna man mode it. Coming in. The cast does bounce, but it's not good enough. White Panda still got enough, but no, that extra range damage is really starting to kick in. White Panda does get him though, just barely. And he's gonna be able to hide. Just oh man, so a little bit lucky there. A little bit lucky. But nice play. And he hides out behind the sentry. He's going to be able to come back on Stylomax on the other side. He's only got 2 spiders. 2 spiders and a single creep. But no, here comes the Maledict with the extra damage. Should be more than enough. That should finish the job right there. Unless he can... No, the Tango heal is giving him what he needs. Tango heal for the win. Nothing like eating a tree before you go. Oh no, he's under the sentry again. Illuminate takes him out. Space Jam get on the board. 2-1. Nice combo. Well, Mr. Charles Barkley leveling fast. But Drew is, let's see how he's doing. He's got 5 denies. Maybe we'll slow this down a little bit. But Charles is, wow, yeah, Charles has only got 4 last hits to his name against. He's literally getting outzoned 3-1 right now in terms of creep score. And White Panda is back in for another round. Sentries are down. We do have one more on Blade. Drops it down. Commits the sentry. And now White Panda's got 2. And just keep an eye on that inventory. Should be no problem. He can take an Illuminate to the face, but can regen. Right now they have no idea whether they hit him or not. Actually, yeah, they did, because the sentry saw it. And oh, we got a collision here. Charles going for the rune. He's actually going to get pincer, but not quite. Creeps weren't there to help him out. They were busy jungling. Huge confrontation here. And that the side blaze just cutting through the creeps and constant. Oh, Charles got caught on the run. Got caught on the run with the no Viper Strike yet, but that was enough damage. And they did have 1 level of a poison touch, just enough to slow him around so Drew could catch up. The bad touch. 1 level in the bad touch. And man, they are going nuts on this. The cast continuing to bounce. Maledict just barely misses. Cast continuing to bounce despite the... Yeah, I think they barely had True Sight for that to bounce back and forth, so that was lucky. And they're coming back in. Stylomax getting dove on. Spider spawn on his corpse. These guys are so squishy. Dealing with a level 5 Broodmother already with a stout shield. I mean that's pretty damn rough to deal with. So 5-1. Meanwhile, I Fooked Your Dad did get. Oh wait, hang on. Yeah, I Fooked. That is such a long. Okay, so Brood cut. It took so long to read this. It looked like it's continued on like the 4th line. So yeah, I Fooked Your Dad in the TA did manage to wear out. Did manage to actually get. I Fooked. No, Land's got I Fooked Your Dad. God, these tags are so long. Anyway, yeah, the Side Blade's just doing work for no mana cost whatsoever, and we've got the higher mana cost Storm Spirit right here. Really rough in the early game. Mid game, he's still pretty rough because the fresh nerf to his Ball Lightning mana cost. White Panda diving a little deep, a little too rough. Oh, look at all these spiders. Illuminate's not going to finish the job. Another easy kill for Panda. All the spiders. Not reporting any damage done because it was all creeps on that one. All spideys. And Jakiro not able to get any last hits whatsoever because he's got literally a half-dozen spiders, and here comes Panda around the other side. Gus is going to send him back. No level in the... oh, no, there you go, another one. It's just such an easy pick-off. They're so squish, and they just don't have the AoE to deal with this. They have the range damage, but just not enough combined AoE damage to deal with it. And I mean, even with the sentries, they've got sentries, they've got the True Sight. He's just having a field day. They're so squish. I mean, this is... You really need to spend... I mean, Broodmother last pick was a good pick. You gotta give him that. But the Keeper last pick, I think they're banking a little too much on that Illuminate to clear out the creeps, and it's not happening, especially with the Tri-Lane. And you have 2 levels in Chakra, only 1 in Illuminate. It just does not clear out the spiders fast enough. So 9-1. Saints and Sinners just taking off with this game. This is looking like another one of those games. But I will cast it in its entirety. Lance Refraction finally down, but so is the mana pool for Ifooked. And they're feeling good about this. They're going to keep pushing. Aquila done, Tread's done. Feeling pretty good about a tier 2 tower push. Here comes Charles. Yeah, having a Lesh in that top lane would have been really great.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, Panda just taking that tower to town. It's going to go down no problem whatsoever. Completely uncontested. Will drop within a few seconds before 8 minutes. So first stone, or actually second stone, going to Saints and Sinners at 8 minutes. Whew, looking... This is definitely not the draft for what we were trying to do, guys. Lance, once again, solos. I fooked your mom, your dad, your aunt, your uncle, your stepsister. Everybody's getting fooked. But yeah, Lance is able to just pretty much have his way. Whoa, the splitter just barely going to miss on that one. Side trap behind him. Another strike now on Charles. He's getting pounded by Drew. And all of them all together. But here comes Jakiro from the other side, though. They're going to trade 1 for 1. Jakiro now on the run. They've got they've got all kinds of creeps in here. They got the hoof stomp and the slow from the wild ring coming in. Silomax, nothing he can do. He doesn't have level 6 because of the tri lane. And getting continuously pounded by White Panda. So a 2 for 1 trade again. 12-2. Refraction is going to go down here against the tower. The electric vortex pulling in lands. Can he get another hit of the vortex? Can he get refraction up in time? Looks like he will. Just barely. Unsaved by I Hate You. And he's out of mana. He's out nowhere to go. Lands will tank the entire tower with refraction and the heal. Nicely done by Illy. Nicely done by everybody saving his ass there. It was really close to call. What works really well against the Templar is someone having an urn, and just getting that first set of charges, just one charge, takes down refraction really easily, and then she has no tank whatsoever. Charles, yeah, I hate you going at it. Oh, the Pulse Nova's still going. No Pulse Nova, but oh, he almost had 6. They're trying to force so many fights without being level 6, and Jakiro forcing lands back. 1, 2, 3. Still got 4 more hits. He's just gonna pound on Jakiro. Nothing he can do. No, Gust won't be back up in time. And that refraction just taking these guys to town. The attack speed is just a little too low, and they don't have anything to get through that refraction in time. 15-3, 5-1 kill death ratio for Saints and Sinners.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And there goes pretty much all the tier 3 towers. They're going to do one last stand here. So many of these guys are so close to their ult, but they're still trying to force a fight without it. Especially the Lesh, which would have really would have been a huge difference there. So many of these guys are almost level 6. And Blade kind of burning some mana there. Getting it right back. Land's going to grab the bounty, pops a trap. Afuk, you're dead. Really wants to go for it. And they got 3 of them. Feeling good about it. He's going to dive in. But nope, not against all 3 of these guys. Maledict, you got Illuminate, everything, but Refraction is just too buff right now. He's just too fat. He has quite a few stats with the extra strength. He's got a blink dagger to get in and out too. He's going to blink right back on top of him probably once Refraction's up. And spamming trap after trap. And oh, here comes White Panda. But the Pulse Nova is a pretty good counter to her. Now she's going to get gusted and everything. Do they have the vision to finish off the job? And it doesn't look like it. Not this time. White Panda will get lucky on this one. But the Orchid is now done at level 10. While these guys are pretty much half their level. Big attack speed, big damage. They're still fighting tooth and nail for this middle tower. They're not letting it go. The most important tower in the game. Dad really he's going man mode on Drew. He's going to pull him in. He doesn't have a mech or anything to help him right now, but he does have the Shallow Grave. Nope, not popped in time. And here comes Lance diving in. Refraction fully burned now. He has to withdraw. They're going after him though. Refraction back up. Pulse Nova just going away. Ellie is just taking some of that. He has to Shallow Grave himself. Diving in. Nope, no more. They're saying no more. Meanwhile, oh sorry, that was Lance. It's on the other side. Good cover for Ifukir there. Nice withdrawal there. They do get a clean kill on Drew right off the bat, but they just don't have the feed to the. They just don't have the. They just don't have the gold and the items and the levels that they need to finish the job on so many others. But that was a pretty big kill right there. And that was going to Storm Spirit too. So he's working on his Orchid. He's dealing with the White Panda up top. He's pushing the lane really easily. Now Ifukir all alone getting blinked on. Drew is back for payback and he gets it. And they get a tower. That's all 3 tier 1 towers for Space Jam down. All 3 remain for Saints and Sinners. White Panda just pretty much offering free timeshare to anyone who wants in the Radiant Jungle. Now they are all over this. The lack of money means lack of vision at this point. White Panda just having his way. Oh, they got him this time. Blade, oh no, Blade is actually the one that's going to get caught. They're going in on lands though. That Pulse Nova trying to work it down, but White Panda comes from behind. 2 down. 3 down.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The Dota actually dies deep. Super deep. That's the mid down.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
I can't fault Space Jam for going with this kind of a pocket draft, but in the light of what they were facing, they had to alter it somewhat. And they just really got beat in the draft this time. Really just got beat in the draft. Here we go, they're sieging. They're going for it. They're saying, fuck it. Jakiro immediately gets blasted down by the side blades. And a little bit of a heal bomb, just for good measure. But that's a little late. And the armor down on Fukudachi. He has nothing he can do. I've hardly even seen him try to ball lightning at all, really. And lightning bouncing, now he does. He bounces, comes in, Drew gets stunned with the split earth. The Pulse Nova going to town, but they're just too fat now. Drew is tanking the whole damn thing, but finally he will drop. But it takes the whole team with him. Whole team with him. There goes the... But the respawn timers are so short, and these guys are burning ults and everything, but they are split pushing top at the same time. Top will drop before the middle will. And good game called by your dad. I think... I don't know, this replay says it's going to take a little less time than that. A little more time than that. And here's the big Illuminate that they were hoping for. Not strong enough to only level 2. They're going to siege up this tower. It's going down soon. Glyph has already popped. They're simultaneously sieging 2 lanes. They decide to rush 1 lane. H2 getting stunned, and then Illuminate cuts him down half his health. He's still alive.
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
No, they're gonna have to sacrifice the top. Now that middle's been pushed out, they could. Nope. They can't come back in and try and save it now. That split push was just not strong enough a little earlier. And here comes Lance diving in. Side blades taking out Charles. And the Death Ward pop, but it's just a little too late. And White Panther's just coming in. Diving, webbing all the way to their fountain. And they go after Jakiro. Oh, the Gust is on cooldown. Nope, not gonna happen. White Panda just having his way with this game. There goes top. 15 minutes. I'm looking at 20-minute megas at this rate. White Panda diving in again on Ifuku Dad. Getting picked off. Yep, even with 2 tier 4 towers. Not having any problems here. Here comes Blade. Pop the mana drain on lands, but again, level's just a little too low. He won't even get stunned from that. He'll actually get Greed back up to full. And Charles coming in. Lance says, "Fucking bring it! I'll take your Pulse Nova." Just this time though. He is getting hit hard for it. Stylomax on the run. Back to the fountain. Down they go once more. Morgan picked off, and Lance still alive. He's gonna be able to pop a fresh refraction. Just holding on to it now. He's going to tank the pulse. He's going to take out this round of refraction, but not before getting bursted down. Burst damage is just too much. 6-1 KDA right now. They just can't commit. They just cannot commit to anything. Lands diving in after the full heal. 2 hits. 2 hits on it. Whoop your dad. He's just gonna go for it. Spiders are gonna tank the spiders tank the fountain for a bit, but nope. He has webs all the way to the fountain now. And he's gonna get stunned by the mana drain. It is enough there, but he does have the blink dagger to get out. And then with the Pulse Nova once more. Refraction just barely. The wand giving him just enough mana to pop it up again. He's gonna go in. That Panda finally getting knocked out. The Death Ward just going to town here, but it's bouncing off too many. It's not doing enough damage. No Pulse Nova. They finally get White Panda though. But here comes. They're gonna get Lance just a little bit split earth on top of himself, and melt down here with a shallow grave. He's gonna be able to come back up a second. Whoa! Almost one shot bladed right there. Almost one shotted blade, I should say. And I think that just trying to come in, but nope. Fraction tanks it yet again. Yet again. They're just not letting. We're at almost a pretty much holding at a 5 or 6-1 KDA pretty much. They're Space Jam are not giving up. We're just having fun with it at this point. Massive burst damage. Instantly down goes Charles. Blade getting literally almost 2-shotted once more.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Dire's structures are fortified.
1, 2, 3, 4 hits. 4 hits.
Is under attack.
And down go the Ancients. Down to 50. 25.
Dire's
And good
ancient
game called
is
at
under
25% on
attack.
the Ancients.
Ready to
Alright,
move.
Space Jam, or Saints and Sinners remain undefeated. 8-0, I believe now. That'll knock Space Jam All-Stars at 3-4. However, they still have at least, I think, one more game. They have one more game this week, and maybe one more makeup game, I think. So, nicely done by Saints and Sinners. One of the quickest matches this game, or this league. And tomorrow's going to be Wednesday, so we have like 4 or 5 matches coming up that day. So stick around. We have a whole bunch of action in the final week before the break for We Like Dota Season 2.